Hello Gemini, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess, ready to do your monthly reading for September. I just need to shift you around a little bit so you can see me shuffling. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you on board. Thank you to all the people who have subscribed. I'm still pretty overwhelmed with the response I've had. You know that if you don't resonate, or if my readings don't resonate with you, have a look for another reader. Somebody will hit the mark this month. Cards I'm using are the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. Beautiful cards, great illustrations. So this is the reading for Gemini for the month of September. Okay, Gemini, what's cracking for you for September? Okay, card at the bottom of the deck is the Three of Wands. So you're on a bit of a journey this month. You're looking out towards the future. So you may be doing a bit of planning with all the things that have been going on in the planets in the last few months. It's probably a good time now to sit back and make your plans for the future. Whatever it is, you're waiting for the ships to come in. So maybe you've already put some plans out to the universe about where you want to go. But you're definitely heading in that direction. In this particular card, you can see he's holding one wand and he's leaving two wands behind him. So there's one particular thing he's very passionate about, and I think that's what he's waiting for in these ships here. It's certainly a feeling that he knows what he wants. You can tell by the way he's standing. It's almost like he knows what he wants and he's going after this one very thing that he's passionate about. Okay, first card out is the Ten of Pentacles. Now, the Ten of Pentacles can often mean that you are up for an inheritance, which is always nice. But it's certainly a feeling of being very abundant in your life. And the Pentacles can talk about money, but they can also talk about material wealth, things that are tangible. So it may be that, you're in a position in your life where you have your house, you have, what you want money-wise, you have a good job, like everything seems to be good. You may have a very happy family life. But what I will say to you is the Ten of Pentacles is the end of a cycle. So it means you're going to move into something else after this. So it's just like you've come to this end of this cycle and you're very content with where you are. Which is very nice. Now, as I said, it can mean money coming in. It can mean a lump sum of money. So maybe some of you are getting your tax returns back. But certainly, you could be securing another job that's worth a lot of money and you may be off on another cycle. So it can be any number of things. Next card out is the Seven of Pentacles. So it feels to me, Gemini, like the month of September is about you being able to put things into growth, being able to develop your financial side and your material side, very, very much like a career work reading. If you're going into business for yourself, this is a very good time to start off. I feel like you've already put some seeds in there for the future, which is lovely. But definitely sort of thinking about your future and what sort of things you do need to put in place. But a very, very good feeling around setting yourself up for the future. And then we have the Fool coming in. Now, the Fool talks about a brand new start. So if this is about a business, maybe you've already got to the first stage of your business and it's starting to, show some signs of growth. But now you're actually wanting to start something new again. So maybe you needed to get to this point to have enough money to move on to the next point in your life. Because now you're thinking about a new idea you have. It's sort of coming in, feeling to me like this energy of now I've got to this place, I can take the next step. So maybe you've sort of done this on bare bones up until now, but because you've put all this, you've manifested this to the universe and you've asked for something new and you're about to start on this now. So it's definitely coming to the end of this cycle and waiting for your seeds to grow, to produce something. You've manifested something here. And then comes the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles often talks about feeling a bit spiritually low. I don't sort of get this feeling so much here. It talks about being left out in the cold, but I feel like this is because you've had something that's been flourishing and it's been doing really well for you, but now you've got to actually go back to the beginning and start again. And it's almost like you have this feeling of worrying about whether it will work going forward. And when you look at the card and you think these people have been left out in the cold, and obviously there's, you know, light inside this place and they're not going in, it's almost like you're standing on the outside trying to look at what this is going to bring to you. And the only way you're going to truly find out about what this new start may mean is if you go inside to have a look, because it feels to me like you're looking at this from the wrong perspective at the moment. It's like you're not seeing the Five Pentacles and what they can produce for you. You're almost looking at this as being, you know, something that's unknown to you at this point in time. So maybe that's why they're feeling out the cold, but that's what it feels like to me. It's like you've got to start this again, and you're seeing it as starting again rather than seeing where it's going to take you. So maybe you've had a bad experience in the past with something like this, and you don't want to get bitten again. Okay, the next card that comes out is the Five of Wands. Now, for some of you here, it feels like you may have been in business with someone and you've got out of that business and you're starting anew on your own. And the reason you're feeling a little bit shy of this is because you haven't done this by yourself before. Now, that's what it's feeling to me, because I feel this energy of bickering, of, you know, fighting. So I'm wondering if you got either edged out of something and now you've got to start anew, and you're fearful starting this new. You're doing the same thing by the looks of it, but you're starting it on your own now rather than with somebody else. This bickering has got rid of a partner, or, you know, you've moved to another stage, or maybe you just felt that you could do it by yourself and you didn't want to work with anybody anymore, and you've not done that before. And then we have the Queen of Cups. So if you're going this alone, this is you at the moment. So you could be a water sign, a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, or dealing with the water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. But it doesn't feel that way to me. It feels like this is the energy you're taking on. It's like you're taking charge of your emotions. You know that you're a bit sort of scared about trying this new thing by yourself, and the Fool's here. So it's very much a leap of faith. But I feel like you're somewhat standing quite comfortably in your emotion at the moment to bring this in. It's almost like you're taking on this calmness. You're understanding that you can't let your emotions overtake you, that you've got to be quite practical in this. And I feel like in this past card, this has taught you a bit of a lesson around conflict. Okay, the next card in is the High Priestess. Yes, very much so. So with the Queen and the High Priestess, I would say that you're going into this with a very level head. You've really thought out where you're going. You've really thought out what it is you want, and you're going in with a very level head. The High Priestess talks about us tapping into our intuition. And I feel like maybe when you were in this job before, that maybe that you weren't required to do this, but now you're tapping into this greatly. Because the Queen of Cups is looking at the High Priestess. So I think she's, you know, not only does she have control of her emotional situation, but she's also looking to this person to understand how she can bring the intuition in here. And I feel like moving forward in this job or this role or whatever you're doing here, it's almost like you need to use this intuition. It's very possible here that you could be moving into a business that's psychic, or requires you to use this energy. It could be that you're, you know, in a job where you're giving advice to other people. Whatever it is, you're moving into this after doing it with someone else. So maybe you were working in a team before and now you've gone independent. But you very much need to use these energies here to do your job well. So maybe it's an investment company. It's very possible you could be moving into something like investments, where you really have to feel out the market. You know, to find out where to invest money. But whatever it is, you're starting something anew, and it's good because you're in the right place. You're certainly feeling the energy to do the job. And in comes the Page of Cups, followed by the Wheel of Fortune. This is a fantastic opportunity for you. You knew you needed to move to this. This is about, this is about you setting out on your own. you really needed to move this way, and you've taken this opportunity to do that. I think you've met with conflict when you've moved away from wherever you were before. So maybe you were in a, you know, a team environment or in a job working for someone else before, and you've just decided to move out by yourself, because this very much has the energy of moving away because there was friction, but also understanding that you need to use your own intuition and need to know, you need to trust where you're being led, which is a really good thing, because in comes the Page of Cups, and he's offering change through this Wheel of Fortune. And what that says to me is that you are understanding that this is your opportunity to change things right up for you and bring in what you want. So you can see ahead here through the High Priestess. You're looking into the future and you can see where you're heading, and it's like a fantastic feeling. There's still this apprehension. You know, can I do this on my own? I don't want to let myself down. That apprehension's still there. But I actually think that's good, because it's almost like that brings in more of this High Priestess. So it's very much about you understanding that you need to trust your judgment. And I feel like you're doing a great thing here. So here with the Page of Cups and then the Wheel of Fortune, that tells me that you're going to be very successful at this. And look at that. Wow, guys, wow. Gemini, you are on your way to much happiness here. Whatever you're choosing to do, that you're going out on your own for, and it very much feels like career or work. I don't feel any love here at all, other than the love that you bring in from doing this. So whatever you do, however this improves your life, this taking this chance, this leap of faith into working for yourself, and very possibly something that really requires you to use your intuition here, is an amazing, amazing outcome here. This Ten of Cups says that you're bringing in everything you want from doing this. Your leap of faith is going to prove to be very successful for you. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Gemini, whatever you're doing, keep it up. You definitely need to keep it up. Okay, now the card that's come out for you is the Devil. And it says take care immediately to avoid temptation and deceit. Now, I feel this is back here with this conflict here. It's sort of like you've walked away from something. And you know, sometimes when we walk away from something and we're going to do something similar, we're bound by contracts to not do the same work again. I feel like just be careful of what you've left behind. People recognize your value. They know what you are capable of. And it's like they have this fear that you're going to become so good at what you do that they are not going to flourish. So that's the energy I get from this Devil card. Don't look back, Gemini. You've made the right decision. Thanks, Gemini.